titties.
That's
Titties. Big ass motherfucker.
Hey. Quarantine radio. Hey, you see that? Never mind, we gonna get into it. Let this play for a second. Let this ride.
Quarantine radio is a bar.
You might have to play the instrumental of this through the song, cause you done caught a nigga on one now. Hold on.
Did the thing.
Nigga got the Uncle Snoop Dogg with this. Wait a minute, nephew.
Pretty pussy, it taste like ice cream. I might just pull up in that white thing. Big wreck, bustin' on my jeans.
Verge got an entire tray.
Verge literally has a pan of
Verge has a
macaroni and
whole
cheese.
tray of mac and cheese.
Alright.
Where the fuck did you get an entire
Welcome.
tray of mac
Welcome.
and cheese, my nigga?
Welcome.
Like, I'm not even, it's a whole silver pan of mac and cheese. Ain't those ain't shit else, just
This nigga got a medium size.
Like a mat.
Like, okay, so you know when you go to your auntie house and they do the real cookouts where they got the chafing dishes, you know those little pans that's half a chafing dish where it might be like one might be some corn and the other might be some string beans. It's like that. He got one of those, like one of the half size silver pans.
that's wild.
Carrying a styrofoam tray
Verge is like
full of macaroni and
Verge
cheese.
is really coming
THC
here.
macaroni and cheese.
Verge is really coming here swinging for the fences like the past 2 weeks. Like, like the nigga comes in here and instantly just floors it. Like,
Everything that you see, everything that you've seen in the Seth Rogen movie is what he's came in with the last 2 weeks.
Hey, oh God, I was just thinking that like 2 days
This niggas
ago.
just come in with a Seth Rogen level of
Amazing.
drugs.
I ain't gonna lie, I low key feel like sometimes I'm supposed to just be like a real pothead and just be vibing to just by myself.
Just stoner life out here, hippie
I
shit.
Don't even care about nothing. I thought about it a couple times, but
I mean, it might be, you know.
Yeah, I thought about that too, but then they keep releasing Air Maxes.
Yeah, see, like,
Like, they keep releasing
I don't know,
materialistic
like-
shit that I like.
like you said, like stoner life to just like not do nothing. But then there's like,
I couldn't be homeless living off the land and just walk past Foot Locker and see a bunch of nice shoes. I'm like, oh, I gotta get a job.
no, I wasn't talking about be like.
I gotta beg
bro,
harder.
I gotta have some money. I mean,
okay, cool. Because I'm
yeah,
just
yeah,
saying,
yeah,
like,
I
because
was-
there's like, because niggas like.
So you
Wiz
just gonna be a
Khalifa
regular
make it,
nigga
like-
then, basically. You just gonna go to work and smoke a bunch of
Yeah,
weed.
so
No,
right,
no,
you
no,
should
no,
just
no,
smoke
no,
weed
no,
then.
no,
Essentially, you gonna live your life minus.
No, regular niggas smoke weed and still be mad.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna
feel
smoke
it.
weed and already. I'm already happy. I'm just be more happy.
Nah, I think it'd be like.
Them niggas be
Them
frustrated.
niggas who smoking weed to escape their
Them
issues, they
niggas
don't
be
count. Like,
frustrated.
Nah, I think it's like
Don't be
a
mad.
level. It's a level of peaceful high that you have to get to. So there's like you smoking to make it through something,
Okay.
and then there's like
You
smoking you
maximum.
comfortable, and then there's like I'm smoking to be high.
Shit, I know a lot of
Personally,
motherfuckers be mad.
like there's moments where I'm like, I get home from like a family day and shit. I've been out all day. Like we woke up, we went to brunch, and then we went to IKEA, and we went to Target, and then like we stopped somewhere and had lunch. And the place we had lunch might have been a place that might have been semi-child oriented, so he can have somewhere to play and be entertained at. So the food might not be that good, or we might go to an adult place, and I have to force him to be like on super good behavior. My son is he I'm speaking about, and then after that we might do something else. I mean, there's always going to be some activity for him, but then by the time we get home, it's like I'd be like, I ain't smoked since this morning, and I've had to deal with stuff all day, so I'm going to smoke. And that's like that first one is like, all right, this is just to get my sanity back. This is just to get the clarity back.
Okay. And the second one is just really. Like,
And then the
vibe
second
out.
one is like, all right, now I'm vibing. Now I'm high. And then the like after that, anything after that is like, I'm on a mission today. Like I'm doing this officially. Like I'm officially doing this.
okay.
Like I need to get to. Like I'm doing this. Are we doing this? We're doing this. Like that.
I'm about to get
That's.
faded. I'm about to get
Yeah,
faded.
it's a
Faded
that's a
like
conscious
faded.
choice though. Like to be that high is a conscious choice because you have to like accept everything that come with that.
But like not functioning and sleeping.
Like being out late and like not functioning sleep, having to fight through your sleep to go out and function and do shit that you still want to do.
See, I don't know. Once
So it's like a yeah.
I've never understood like getting just like blown out of your mind only to try to go do some shit. I feel like you get blown out of your mind so you can just sit at home and chill. Like, I'm not going out doing that shit.
I think when people do that, I think it's more like some people, like, I want to look cool, so I'm just going to get extra duper, super duper high and tell everybody I'm faded. Just be like, I'm faded, bro. It's really like, go to
I believe that. Yeah, I can see that.
There's no other reason
It's
why.
some people that do it, like, put on the high for the shock factor.
Yeah.
Yeah, nah.
Like you said the word, I'm faded. Like, nigga,
That's a younger thing. I can see that amongst your
grown
peer.
up shouldn't be doing that though.
I can see that amongst your peer group. Like, I get it.
I remember that.
Nah,
shit.
I get what he's saying though, because I've been at like work parties and shit, and people pull out joints. Like people that have never ever even gave you like not. You know how there's people that don't give you the inkling that they smoke, and then once you finally find out they smoke, you be like, "Oh, I believe it. Yes, I do. I can see it now. I can see it."
Yeah.
And then there's some people that be like, they ain't never give you an inkling that they smoke, and then they tell you that they smoke, and you be like, "No, you don't. You don't smoke." Like, no, you don't. No, you don't. I get it. You know I smoke, so you want this moment. Cool, like we can have it, but you don't smoke.
That's wild.
I've had people literally like I've had coworkers do that shit. Like coworkers that'll be like, we'll get to a out of work event, and they'll be like, because you know me, anywhere I go.
Yeah, I just feel like that's such a weird way for it to end. Like if you wanted to hang out with a motherfucker, you could just hang out on some common shit.
Nah, that's the most common thing. Because like back in the day, it used to be like drinking. Like if you went out after work and you seen somebody at the bar like at the happy hour that you didn't expect, you're like, oh shit, you what are you doing here? I'm like, oh yeah, man, fuck that job. You're like, oh yeah, cool, fuck that job.
Yeah,
but then there's some people that is like, you know, smoking is that thing now, especially in California. Like we live in California. Like it's one of those things that's it's legal taboo.
I think maybe I've just known too many real smokers for me to just be like, oh, I smoke now. I'd be like, if it's around, like cool, but I'd never be like, oh yeah, nigga, I'm a smoking ass nigga. I have no idea what the fuck I'm doing. I just enjoy the high. But I would never walk and be like, oh shit, I smoke now, and like be trying to talk to you about weed. I'd just be like, yo, like at most I would come
smoking,
to you for like, at most I come to you for like, oh hey, like I got weed now, but is this bullshit or not? Okay, cool, I'm gonna go smoke. But like I have no interest in.
But you know me in a different way.
Oh, yeah.
Like my coworkers who are trying to form a bond with me. That's
see, my thing is like if I'm going to form a bond, I just try to form it off of something that I can like maintain, if that makes sense.
Hey, it's odd that we're talking about weed right now because I smoked some really strong weed before we came in here.
I believe it.
Yeah, I smoked some really, really strong weed. Yeah,
you kind of look it. I'm not gonna lie. Like,
yeah,
it looked like it did.
I smoked some really
good
strong
weed.
weed.
After you ate it and you started smoking again, did you get like feel higher?
Yes. Okay, so for those that sidebar, we'll talk about that in a second. But yeah, I am really, really high.
For the record, folks, and all of you are just stuck in your homes, this is a great, way to like pass the time and to cope with in the houseness.
It's not a way to cope with in the houseness. Look, number one, if you don't smoke, smoke right now. Like smoke right now.
Yeah.
Just get you and look.
Eat an edible, do something.
This is what you do.
I don't know, you know edible.
Take some cough syrup.
Oh shit.
No. Like take some cough syrup. Take a bath. Like do whatever the fuck you got to do to make sure you're like healthy and shit. Make sure you like do all your regular shit first.
Oh, I thought you were telling niggas to make lean for a minute. Like,
No. I'm saying like be healthy. Make sure you're healthy. Make sure you're good. And if you're at home alone, call your favorite dick that you know is home alone. If you're home alone, your dick, call your favorite pussy or whatever, however you want to fuck. And if that person don't smoke either, or if you at home with your mate and y'all don't smoke, you're two straight-laced people, just get some weed. Weed companies are still delivering. Like, weed dispensaries ain't shut down. Ain't nobody shut down. Ain't nobody stopped
isn't
selling
that
weed.
an essential service?
It definitely is, though.
Yeah.
It technically
like
is, though. But
it was.
But so yeah, you can get deliveries, weed map, and all that shit, and just get a joint delivered. You can literally pay like $12 and get a quality joint, like a real quality joint, and you can have that shit delivered and sit in your house and smoke and live your life. Like have food and have snacks. There's nothing like that first time smoking. Like that, especially as an adult where you can smoke freely. Like I remember my first time smoking, it wasn't really innocent. Like I smoked in college, so that was kind of like a free, but it was a bad weed. It wasn't like weed. The weed I smoked in college was so bad, I don't consider that time smoking. Like by comparison of like you smoked with me now and you like you puffed a blunt with me now, or like you hit the weed with me now. You hit the weed back then. By comparison, I think you can agree. Like we can't even qualify what we were smoking back then. All right, cool.
Better.
So, no, it wasn't even that. It's just the times, like the gap jump. Like that was fucking 12 years ago.
Yeah.
It's like over a decade ago. Yeah, it's 20, nigga. I graduated 07. Like, nigga, I went to college in 2007, nigga. Like, fall of 2007, I went to college, bro. And that shit is not.
I was shit. Yeah, I was playing football. I was smoking.
Yeah, so like,
Again.
nigga, anything from a decade ago is updated. Like, if it's still in trend, it's still, it's way better. So,
Everything.
and
Could
so
you
yeah.
imagine like giving weed now to like niggas who was like really smoking back in the day.
90s.
That shit would rock that shit.
Oh, like yeah, like
Yeah, like if you just pass like I don't know, regular whatever, regular good old cool weed now and pass it to a nigga in like 65, that nigga would lose his
I
shit.
seen a nigga at 65 smoke some good weed.
no. He's saying like if you go back in the day.
Well, I know what he said, but I'm
Yeah.
saying.
Oh, like old nigga smoke. Yeah.
I seen he was like 70. Bro, like let me smoke that shit, bro. Hit a puff.
Oh, that's my favorite thing to do. Is old niggas who used to smoke weed.
And I still smoke weed.
Oh nah, my favorite thing is old niggas who used. Man, I was at the barbershop one time. We was outside smoking, and the nigga came up to the old nigga. He was like, "How you always like smoking that shit? That shit smell like something. Let me. These other niggas shit don't smell like that. Let me.
like something.
Man, that nigga hit that shit. Man, get this shit. You gonna kill him? You ever see a nigga just like cough in the middle of his inhale, and it just look like, like
That old nigga died.
yeah, like nigga got.
That
He
old
tried
nigga
to take
died.
that nigga tried to hit that motherfucker, and
Nigga was trying to
I got
tell.
worried about it because when I passed it to it, the nigga, you ever see somebody do an exhale before they go, and he exhaled all his breath out of his lungs. So his next inhale, when he put the blunt to his lips, he just from scratch, like empty lungs to full of. That nigga hit that motherfucker. He got about halfway through that breath. Like, that's the
He did that. Shit no.
Yeah, fucking asshole.
get this shit away from. Trying to kill me.
Oh my god, that was too funny.
Oh man, like that's my favorite shit in the world. That's the greatest shit
I know
ever.
old people, man. They
Oh man, old people, old black men, specifically, it gotta be specifically old black
with
men.
a gray beard.
They ain't got that no gray beard, man. They just gotta be old.
Nah,
Nah,
old black
they gotta
men
be
is
like
it.
they gotta still be kind of.
You know what I'm saying?
They still active though. Like the funniest black
They
man.
nasty niggas, of course.
No, active, like active.
Okay, I know when I'm
Nasty.
Like,
I don't know why you know old
What?
nasty niggas.
Every old nigga
Pause.
nasty. I know when I get home, I'm still be nasty.
Nigga said
Yeah,
nasty,
nah, I'm not
nigga.
talking about that. I don't know why that. I don't need a nasty nigga to smoke weed with. That's your own thing. I don't know.
This nigga.
I said the funniest niggas to smoke with is old black niggas between the ages of 40 and maybe 55 who still like in touch with young shit.
Oh shit.
They ain't gotta understand it, but they just still in touch
I know
with it.
Yeah, I know those people. Yeah.
You know who I'm talking about? Like if Uncle Walter smoked weed, he'd be the funniest nigga in the world, bro.
He would be.
Like Uncle Walter would be the funniest nigga in the world if he smoked weed. To me, Uncle Walter's like right on that brink where he an old nigga, but he still know about a bunch of young shit.
It still be
But he
funny when
don't.
they know a bunch of young, like,
But he don't know about it. He don't like know about it. He just know of it. So it always make it. You know what I'm
He's
saying?
not one
Like
of the people that be doing the dance.
nah,
and shit.
hell no. You know
Okay.
that shit.
Come, I'm just saying because I know people that say, "Oh, they start doing the dance." You like,
I'm talking about. I want to know that like I'm the old niggas who know enough about it to ask you about it.
Yeah.
Like they don't know. They be like, man, what the fuck is this shit niggas is doing now? What you niggas
Oh,
is doing
yeah,
now?
like,
But
okay,
them
so
niggas,
Okay.
them niggas is the funniest niggas. The niggas that tell stories and ask questions, them the funniest old black niggas.
That's a bar.
You know, you right.
Them old black niggas that tell you stories and ask a bunch of questions. Them the funniest niggas.
Yeah, I remember.
They want the first thing they gonna do is ask you what the fuck is going on with your generation and some shit. And then you gonna be like, oh no, man, we just be
And they
fucking.
gonna start
He be like, man, like, I don't know about that shit, man. Back in my day, like,
Yeah.
then he hit you with that. Like when I was growing up, nigga, when I was your age, one of them niggas.
I just, yeah.
He don't chastise you. He just tell you a funny ass story about.
Oh, they're gonna tell you more than just one.
Oh no,
They're gonna
them
tell you
niggas got the
whole
best stories.
Catalog.
Them niggas got
Yeah, I'm
the best
cool with
stories.
I'm cool with the stories. Like the stories
Yeah.
be fire.
It depends on who's saying it. Somebody's be like this.
Nah, if it's just a story, if you just telling me an old story, then I'm cool. When these niggas get to try to like, bro,
Extra,
bro,
like that your daddy.
yeah,
You like, nigga.
That's
yeah.
not cool.
That's where we start to get to the, like them niggas. Them niggas.
I don't like them niggas. That cool.
I punched them niggas in the stomach.
Oh shit! Not in the face. This is the stomach.
You
That
said
nigga
the
gonna
stomach.
shit on himself.
Yeah, I ain't really trying to hurt you, old nigga. Just punch you in your stomach.
That shit got me fucked.
I don't know if them your teeth. I don't know what the fuck you got going on in your face, old nigga. Hit you in all kind of Beijing, be on my fist.
I'm like,
Punch an old nigga in the stomach.
God damn, the fuck was that? Shit.
That was a Harley rocket.
I'm saying. I wonder if they can hear that through here.
Yeah, I'm sure they can if we can hear
That
it.
shit.
Because I can hear it through my headphones. From
That
now,
shit was fucking crazy.
Yeah, Y'all gonna get $1,200 from Trump?
If that nigga giving it, yeah, I take it.
I mean, you passing out free money.
I don't even know what else
I was having a conversation with my mom about that.
Get
Like,
the money back to the nigga.
my mom was talking to me about like, you know, like we were talking about Trump, and I was just saying like I hope nobody uses this as like some, oh, we got 1,200. He did a great thing. Let's
Oh
vote
yeah,
for
you know
him
that's
again.
coming. You know that's
Yeah,
coming.
and she was like, "You gonna get money back?" I was like, "Fuck no, I'm just not fucking with this nigga." Like, what the fuck you mean? Like, I'll take it if you want to throw out some money,
Within
nigga. Pass
2
that.
months.
That nigga's not doing nothing for you. America is doing something for you.
In 2
Like,
months, he became one of the funniest dudes on the planet, and he's giving out $1,200. Of course, they gonna love him. They love him.
what the nigga say that was funny?
Everything you been
I
saying
think
is
like
funny.
it's
People
like
laughing
just
at
been
this nigga.
remixing and like looking at him during these interviews, and he just is fucking terrible.
And I think he knows
Because
it,
he got to
and
go on
loves
TV
it.
every day to talk about the corona shit. And they be like, yeah, we've got some stuff and they're doing things. And like today I got in the car and somebody had left the fucking station on like one of these fucking, you know, political stations. And he was up there like, yeah, you know, we're doing things. We're working on there's a lot of good things coming down the pipe. And like when you see any movie where it's a bad businessman, it's you gotta almost laugh before you like, you know, laugh to keep from crying, because I'm like, this nigga runs the country, but he be giving you like really bad I sell knives type fucking shit. Like, yeah, you know, it's it's a coming down.
You
By
can
the
cut
way,
a boot with it.
He legit said, he's like, yeah, you know, it's great, but by the way, Los Angeles doing great. And I know he did this. Like, it was older, but I know that nigga said Los Angeles doing great. And yeah. So you know, we've got a lot of things coming down the pike and doing well, and we're turning it around. That nigga didn't say no facts. That nigga didn't quote. He didn't give you no numbers. He just was like, we doing it well.
He sound like a kid trying to clean up the house before his parents get home.
Yeah.
Nope, just hanging out. Just hanging.
wild. And it's people.
Oh yeah, we're just here.
But it's not him. It's me. I enjoy now. Like, this is one thing I have just been while I'm in the house. If I'm looking at something, I'll be like scrolling through shit. I now like will see
Shit,
like
what that?
fucking comments of people talking about him, and I don't know if it's funny. It's kind of funny, but it's also scary. People are just going, yeah, you see, he's working hard. I'm like, you niggas is grasping for anything to make you feel good, because that nigga didn't say shit. He didn't do shit. He didn't tell you shit. He didn't answer the question. He just, yeah, we're working hard. That's that's president we got. So we gotta support him. What the fuck are you talking about? That nigga didn't. He said zero fucking things.
He ain't said shit about shit since he been president. But
That
let me say,
shit
this coronavirus, he has gotten to a historic level of not saying shit.
Bruh.
Like, this nigga ain't saying shit. Like, this nigga's breaking the world record for not saying shit. That shit is crazy. The only thing he's saying is $1,200 and we got it under control.
But
We got it under control. $1,200, we got it under control.
this has literally been like
That's it.
watching like a 3-week group project, and he didn't participate, and he just up there just saying whatever the fuck. Like,
No, he looked like a movie president. He really looked like a movie president.
dog, that shit.
Like, he really, like, when people spoof having bad presidents, that's what he really seems like. That's the ill shit.
What was that shit? On fucking
Like,
Family Guy, when she was like 9/11, yeah, 9/11, and that's how that nigga be. He just be up there saying,
Never
shit,
forget.
and motherfuckers just be like, oh yeah, that's great, that's amazing, it's good.
He's just named shit that he's talked about for so long that people
Dog.
think it happened. It's crazy.
And like, I don't know, it's that's one thing. Like, I've been sitting at the house just like, it's two things that make it's either me watching people completely just fucking devolve into children, and then people going, oh hey, like,
It's Trump power, man.
it's like that, or people like who finally took I don't know, when I say people, I literally mean Keith, but like, let's say anybody else who just is like, hey, there's like a positive in this, like, you could go outside and like air smells fresher. And I thought it was like bullshit, and I was like, oh wow, dude, like it smelled like it. Like, I looked in the backyard.
Outside finally smell like outside instead
Bruh,
of LA.
I went in the backyard. It was like 7 squirrels and a rabbit just chilling. Like, it's never been
Bro,
that
it's
much.
been so many animals on my street.
It's never been
Like,
that
nigga,
that
I've
big
just
of a
seen
group.
animals.
I'm about to fuck all that up again.
I'm like, nigga, it was all these different birds and shit, nigga. It's like,
Yeah, they be chirping.
my son came in from the backyard. He was like, "It's animals outside."
It was a woodpecker.
yeah, like it was.
Oh,
Yeah,
I don't know where he's at, but it's a woodpecker that comes
somewhere by the house.
And because I've never heard this sound, but every morning just.
Oh, that nigga been watching that house.
And
for
I'm
a
like,
cool minute.
what
that
the
nigga,
fuck?
That nigga been flying by that house like, yeah, one day, just that one day.
Dog,
Nigga,
animals
he
like this
I'ma
shit is
fuck that light pole up.
amazing.
Hey, all that wood on that electricity pole. I'm
Dog.
gonna peck That shit is
Yeah,
hilarious.
that's one thing with this. I'm like, oh, hey, you know.
But a lot of this is Trump power, though. Trump is like, if a politician fucked a pimp at a magic show
Oh, shit, at Magic Show.
with a car salesman recording it,
He be the
Trump would be the baby.
I can see that.
That's just Trump.
Yeah.
Like, he's like a bad car
It's
salesman,
a lot of bad car salesman shit. He's very bad car salesman.
but he's like a pimp because it's just like, and then it's like a magic. He's a
Man.
magician because the shit just like, poof, and then he's a that's just a politician.
Is that the power of Trump or the dumbness of people? I'm assuming a bit of both. Cause like here's my thing with him is I don't know how dumb he is because he knows people are dumb, so he's just like, I could play this. Whatever that quote was he said years ago.
No,
he's
those
like,
kind of all shitty professions though.
I mean, they are shitty professions, but
It's like like even a trash can gets a steak. You know what I'm saying? Like
quote king.
even a trash can gets a steak. Even a broken clock is right 2 times a day. Like Trump is just an example of that.
Yeah, I just like and
Like
I,
even the worst thing. Like there's a million Trumps in the world, but there's only one Donald.
that shit.
Donald, that's what.
Like even a nigga sons can't manage to like do nothing with.
Dude.
Even his father was like a poop butt. I mean like
A poop butt.
but Donald is one of those
That's-
niggas that just even his strikeouts get him on base. Like you be like, how the fuck this nigga strike out and get on base? How in the fuck that happen?
Cold motherfucker.
Yeah, I had a conversation earlier. It was just a whole lot of in the conversation was just a whole lot of people are blah 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 blah, and I just was like, I mean, you got to give people credit for being just. I don't know. It's easier to not do all this research because between people being dumb, it's a whole lot of just crazy information getting passed around. Like it's conspiracy this and if I see one more 5G video, like my fucking head's gonna explode.
I just want to know how.
What?
I'm just asking everybody how. Don't show me nothing else to say. Who is time to awake? The Instagram. Do you know that person? Is that a person you know?
No.
Okay.
Time to awake?
Yeah, it's like an Instagram that's like, the conspiracy theory Instagram. We follow it for some reason. I don't know.
Oh,
But-
yeah, I don't know time to awake.
I just be wanting to be like, why? How?
For which part? Oh,
Anything.
just
Anything. Like
Oh,
anything
yeah.
anything I want to see a who, what, when, where,
See,
why, and how.
Yeah, see, there are a couple
For everything.
There are a couple that I've seen that I'm like, okay, cool.
I'll even let you slip on the who. Like if you don't know exactly who doing the shit, but you can tell me a what, why, how, like when, or where, then I might even fuck with you. But y'all niggas just be like, the 5G is killing brain cells and carrots.
Today was the first day.
What is the 5G? What is that?
Today was the first day I saw a video that like mildly explained the 5G in a way that made sense.
What the
Like
hell is the 5G?
it's just like,
Cell phone service.
cell
they
phone
putting the
service, like-
towers out there that got like
Yeah.
5G cell
Oh,
phone
I didn't
service.
hear about that. And,
So
China?
it made
And no, everywhere.
it's everywhere now, but it made sense as it was being explained. Like the dude broke down,
Crazy.
and I'm not saying this is like law because I only watched this shit one time. But he broke down like how every instance of life, whenever we got it, when radar was introduced, when all these wavelengths was introduced,
I seen that
Yeah.
at the Spanish flu and all that.
yeah,
shit
how it
happened,
was
yeah.
fucking up people's bodies. So I was like, okay, this makes sense because I swear it's been like 3-4 weeks, and I've not seen one video that broke the shit down. It just was like niggas yelling 5G.
That don't break it down. That just tie it to something.
I mean, yeah, it just made it make.
There's
little
always
more
something
sense to
going
me.
on when something's going on, TJ.
I mean, no, but that when I watched that, I was like, okay, I could maybe go research this now because before I just was like, people were just saying 5G, and I was like, I don't really know what the fuck y'all talking about, and y'all not really giving me any.
But
type
yeah,
of thing
TJ,
to
these
fight
are
to.
also like the internet is undefeated, my nigga. Like the internet can
Of
make
course.
the internet be like, oh yeah, 2 and 24 and 8. So it happened on this day when 2 and 24 and 8, and it was the 8th day of the 24th month of the 97th year, and then the second sun was aligning with the 24th sun, and Kobe wore yellow and purple and gold, and then this happened, and that's why the helicopter crashed. You be like, play the 81-point game and shut the fuck up.
Y'all heard about the dude that crashed into the medicine
No.
Ain't nobody heard of him. He ain't heard of himself. Ain't nobody.
Nah, the nigga had
Niggas
the
be
train.
making up niggas,
Nah,
bro.
Remember that he had a train, like, and he ran into the crane, one of the cranes. 'Cause he felt like they was trying to do something. The government.
I haven't. This is my first time hearing of this.
For real. That
Who?
I don't fucking know the nigga that was in the train. Nigga just drove and hit this shit. Like, bro was on some reckless shit.
You just talk.
He just
I don't know what
drove.
you talking about, my nigga. He was a celebrity. He was a basketball player.
Nah, he was a regular nigga. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, nah, bro. I don't know. He just thought the government was on some shit, so he killed himself.
Now he killed himself. This one hard ass train. He fucked that shit up.
He drove into a train?
No, he was in the train. He hit a crane.
Oh.
This nigga.
He was a train conductor,
Yeah.
and the nigga ran the train into a crane because he thought the government was trying to do something.
Yes.
No, I have not heard this story, sir.
That's wild shit.
What is shit? God damn. How y'all hear about the other shit you hear about this?
I mean, the 5G shit is
That's just like,
everywhere
I seen
now.
that on
That's-
Instagram.
That's
And
on
when
like,
that 5G come out too, I want it on my phone. Because my shit gonna really be like.
I don't
Look,
know if
man.
you'll have
Be
a
booming,
choice.
my nigga.
I still don't. I ain't buying that like 5G make you sick shit. I don't know about that. I don't know what the angle for coronavirus is, and we probably won't know for another 20 years for real. But
Yeah, I'm not sure that
I don't know
buy
about
it,
no
but
5G
but
shit,
I
bro.
am
Like,
interested in look. I'll probably like do my own little like whatever. Just because, like we said earlier, I know what's that shit like. There's half truths and half shits and everything, and we are aware that like there are signals and all that shit will fuck your body up.
but whoever anybody's enemy is right now, that's who's causing coronavirus. You understand what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like, no matter if your enemy is capitalism, then you're like, that's why toilet paper's being. That's why they just coronavirus is not real. They're trying to sell
Yeah,
out toilet
it's
paper and
fucking,
make Walmart.
Charmin is behind them.
Because Walmart and Charmin are a part of ALEC, and ALEC creates all these different laws and stuff. So the government's trying to do them a favor. So when ALEC puts in new law, like everybody has a conspiracy theory for everything right now, and everything. If you look, it's like when you talk about going through somebody's cell phone. Like if you look for something, you're gonna find it. You look hard enough, you're gonna find what you need. In reality, we don't stop and just think logistically. If I was installing something, ain't nobody on the motherfucking street. I'm just gonna do it right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I had a project that I was in the midst of that caused me to be out in the public, and it was all of a sudden something that the public was not going to be on the street because of something, I'm like, let's ramp this up and try to get this shit the fuck done. That's common fucking sense. That's business right there.
I'm not rock with that.
Now, I'm sure somebody's going to find a way to be like, oh, no, man. It's that 5G, man. Makes your asshole crumble. Some weird fucking, man, your asshole just falls apart, bro. It's like breadcrumbs.
I don't know that. Like I said, I don't know enough to say yay or nay of it, but I'm not yet convinced that
Like,
there's
how
not a
you
thing
get
to
on the
it.
fucking internet and just start talking about shit like you made it. Like how you
Who?
do that?
Oh, people, shit. What the fuck? That's more shit.
I mean,
That
the
could
same
be-
way we just jumped on a radio show and started talking
Yeah,
about shit
I'm
like we
people
made
think
it. I
they-
don't know.
like, yeah,
Nigga,
shit,
you
nigga,
just-
us. Like people think they.
you
voices
feel like
mean
you've done
shit.
enough research, yeah, and you feel like your voice means something. You feel like you know more than that, or you have an informed voice that can help the
But
average
kind of like
motherfucker.
but kind of like what he said. People got egos. People got agendas. Like I would say, at least with us, there is no real like agenda here except to get our thoughts off. But if you're like,
Like
I don't-
everybody got a Joe Exotic had an agenda. Lock up
Yeah.
fucking Carol Baskin, that bitch down in Florida.
I ain't seen
That bitch
yet.
Carol Baskin.
Everybody been playing that shit, but I have not watched that yet. I'm going to. I just haven't yet. I've been stuck on Ozark.
Fuck Ozark.
Nah,
bro.
man, I'm
no,
stuck.
Nah,
Marty Bird.
TJ.
I know it's gonna be some
when
shit.
you and Joe Exotic bond. You a nigga who ignorant too.
know.
You've missed. Oh, TJ, you gonna be past the memes. Like when the memes is good too. You've missed the memes for Joe Exotic. You would have
okay.
got you some memes off.
I'm okay.
I feel it.
I'm like
I feel it.
I'm clearly. I don't need no help because clearly I thought me in the board space would be like, I don't know it. Me and these videos and memes just don't stop, so I'll be all right.
I threw Ozarks in the trash a long time ago. But the
I
reason
got
why
I got stuck to it.
I threw Ozarks in the trash, I tried to start watching it in the middle of Game of Thrones.
Oh nah, you got.
And it was just like
Nah.
my mode was just too much like kill.
Yeah, no, I was behind.
Like
the Ozarks.
kill.
Yeah, when I first started it, I think I ended up blowing through like the first season, then I kind of caught this. But I had to like, you have to give because it's.
I watched Ozarks. I was like, is this a monster? Is this nigga an accountant? Are we money laundering? Are we haunted by something? What the fuck is going on here? Where is the dragons?
You got 2 out of 4.
Ain't no dragons in this shit.
What is it about? I never watched it.
It's like
Where's the Nightwalkers? They're in Michigan. It's fucking Nightwalkers,
yep,
people.
It's a regular middle-aged white family, but they get caught up with like the cartel and money laundering and all types of shit.
Sound like Breaking Bad almost.
Not as.
And I'm like, the fucking guy from Arrested Development, get the fuck out of here. Get horrible
It's-
bosses out of here. Fuck him.
It's a trip because like it's like if you
Fuck him.
It's any role he's ever been.
I'm
in.
cool.
What's his name?
The little nigga.
Nah.
something. His name is something Bateman, but it's every
Jason
role.
Bateman.
Yeah, it's every role he's ever been in without the funny. Like it's all of his like I fucking hate life, but with
I
no
don't know
jokes.
if we should be able to do that. Like, just get the fuck
nigga
out of
with
here.
His hair dark.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
cool. I'm cool.
He not that funny though.
I'm cool. Nah,
Yeah,
Jason
he's-
Bateman actually is funny. That's not.
He-
I'm not going there,
I don't
bro.
know about that.
I'm not
I thought it'd be
going
pretty
there.
I
funny.
like he could be funny, but I hear jokes I don't really.
I'm
Oh,
not.
like,
I'm not.
I'd rather watch Jerry like.
No.
That nigga, what you mean though?
No, I'm cool. I'm cool. Nigga, I could be cool. Like, I could be cool. I could be cool.
I got a question since niggas in the house during this like quarantine shit. Who got the best live? Because like at first Boosie had like the king of the live shit.
Nobody got a live no more. They canceled that shit.
They cancel all of them.
Ain't no more live on the Instagram
I
app.
seen somebody go live.
Ain't no more live on the Instagram app, nigga.
All these fucking live.
They canceling them shits, bro.
But what's the battles and shit?
They
Whatever.
canceling them shits, bro. Niggas gonna have to get on Zoom, Skype, whatever the fuck they
Why
want to
would
get
they
on.
cancel the lives?
Cause
Man.
niggas is wilding.
Niggas,
I mean, I knew why they like.
Titties, ass, pussy, playing.
That's what I'm saying. I knew why they bodies.
because
like,
eventually Instagram was gonna start finding a way to monetize live and start making niggas pay to be subscribers and pay to be hosts to that shit. And then what happened was quarantine came and niggas started jacking up the usage of their live.
Dog.
And then niggas was like, hold on, wait a minute. We need to figure out how to way to monetize this shit right now while niggas is locked in the house and can't do nothing else. And then they can't argue about it. They can't fight it. They just gonna have to use it.
They gotta
So
give-
let me tell y'all something. When that live come back, niggas gonna have to pay for that shit. I'm just letting y'all know.
I'm not
I
paying
never
for
was
nobody
watching that
live.
motherfucker no way, so. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I'm
Instagram
not-
was like, y'all niggas is on here doing live shows for free, showing y'all pussy and got OnlyFans links in the bio. They like, nah, we need in.
bro.
They need in.
I was really like at first, man, it was like Boosie was out here killing it, but I was really impressed. Like Tory had fucking celebrity bitches out here shaking ass. Tory was coming in as a new hot live guy.
Nah, he was doing
They
good.
really fucked it up.
No, bro. Tory did not have bitches shaking their ass.
I thought they was.
Yeah, like two.
They was, but that wasn't the show. Money was what had bitches shaking their ass. These bitches, people was not doing shows right now. People money fucked up.
Oh yeah.
Niggas that you seeing hop on live right now and live on live is niggas who live off shows and their money fucked up right now, bro. Niggas is trying to stay relevant, trying to stay hot, trying to get niggas to go spend their music. They trying to get niggas to do a lot of shit right now to keep the bread coming in, bro. A lot of niggas is not able to go out and do shows, and that's really how they was living. Month to month, was hitting the road and doing a lot of shows. So them niggas is living on live, and if you look on live, everybody that's doing it is mid-tier artists. Meg jumped on Tory shit. We just seen Meg go through a contract dispute. We know her shit ain't exactly right.
Nigga
You-
said mid.
Just
Said you-
mid the stallion.
Said you niggas was mid.
It's just mid the stallion. Like, and I fuck with these people too. But when you look last night, Fabulous and Fat Joe is on Instagram. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just one of the things that it's like, oh, you see a certain tier of artists all of a sudden living on the gram and just trying to keep them bars up,
I know we've had this conversation like 1,000.
trying to keep them names relevant and trying to keep them songs spinning.
Damn, I know we've had this conversation 1,000 times, but I want you niggas to start managing your money so much better. Cause like you would see like a nigga who hasn't had a hit since like 1993 grunge rock, and he lives in a mansion. He's fucking delegated his money properly.
That's
you
not that.
You niggas didn't
That's not
bust
that.
off 50,000 hits and just
That's
still
not
gotta. I'm just saying like
The culture don't let them die. Their culture, they can forever tour. What you fail to realize is American hip hop culture. We kill people.
oh, y'all
You
niggas
die.
stop.
You die in this culture. That's what I'm saying. We just now seeing our first crop of old niggas. Like we just now in hip hop, we just seeing our first crop of like old successful niggas retire. Like we just seeing our first crop of retirees, niggas that can really like fade out the game. Like how Jay is at the level now that he can do what he want in hip hop and certain level. Like he's really the first rap nigga that we seen get to that level to be like, all right, I'm just gonna kind of do what I want to do now. Like I'm retired. I'm retired, but I'm not retired. Like, that luxury. Like when we see Axl Rose and them niggas, they be like, oh, I'm making an album, and then 10 years later they pop up and be like, return tour. They do this shit how they want to. It's just because they don't never die. Like niggas still spin their music and people still buy their t-shirts and wear their merch and they live in such a folklore. They don't let their people die.
Is that because we don't really let Hove die? Hove's definitely not like.
But what happened to Big Daddy Kane? What happened to Run DMC?
That's
What
what
happened to EPMD? What happened to Eric B. and
That's what I'm about
Rakim?
to- that's
What
what I'm
happened
about
to
to hit real
Wu-Tang?
quick.
What happened to all these people who came way before Hove or might have came a little bit before Hove or whatever it may have been? What happened to those niggas?
Did they not
They
do?
toured here and there.
I mean, they tour here and there, but my thing with them is everybody.
And hold on,
didn't
I'm gonna
do-
ask you where they tour.
My thing with
In
them
they
is like
local
all those people, they only
Overseas.
stayed. I shouldn't say relevant, but the more I think back, even as we're talking about this, Hove kept himself in some sort of like top tier lane throughout transitions in hip hop. So is it that they're just not good, or that they just didn't do what Hove did? Because Hove was doing shit like one of the first, not the first, but like when he did the Linkin Park shit, that like gave him another boost. Then he did some other shit. Like Hove kept himself hot throughout the years.
What did Run DMC do?
But I'm saying like they did that during their time frame, and then they just kind of stopped throughout the day. Hove has kept himself in the, even like shit like 444. Hove never not lets an era go by without him putting something out, even if it don't break the fucking.
Well, number
roof off
one,
shit.
okay. So let me explain why. The way that the landscape of hip hop was created, it wasn't something I thought was gonna be like that. They thought was gonna have longevity. So number one, when you got somebody that hit on it, you made your money off of it, and you moved on to the next person. You tried to find the hottest person. That does not create a culture to where you can grow old in it. That creates a culture of competition to where the old people don't want to embrace the young people because the young people are quote unquote taking their spots. What happened in rock and roll was there was enough money to go around because they felt that rock and roll and punk and grunge and all of this shit was going to be around. It was going to be there. They thought hip hop was a fucking fad. They thought we was a joke. Thought we was going to come and go. So really it was like, let's hit this while we can and make the money off of it.
Mm-hmm.
Like that. So with that, like I say, it became who's the hottest. So you will push niggas out if somebody got just a little bit hotter than them, and that didn't create a culture where everybody can embrace each other. It created a culture where everybody had to be in competition. It wasn't until you found people that came in and broke the mold, a la Rockefeller, where they didn't have to compete because they was like, we not going to get a record deal from y'all, so we're not looking for y'all to crown us. We gonna create this shit ourselves and do it on our own. That was like, he's the first nigga to really do that way. Everybody prior to that had a deal. Like, granted, they had a major, but them niggas like Rockefeller Records was three independent niggas who said, yo, we finna go do this ourselves. So he was the first one to do that. So granted, he's the first one to be able to retire. That only makes sense. You have to look at the moves that he's made. You tell me something that he's done that hasn't been done before. You show me one thing.
I wouldn't say done, like hasn't been done, but I just think like he did it. Like he's retired, like
But that's what I'm saying. He had a blueprint from a lot of people's failures, though.
Oh yeah,
is what I'm saying.
But
and that's why you hear him in the song say certain things like, "I'm overcharging niggas for what they did to the for the cold crush. Pay us like you owe us from all the years that you hold us."
So if he took the blueprint from his predecessors, then shouldn't these new motherfuckers have done something? Not to say they should be Hove by any means. Now they're brand fucking new, but shouldn't they have made some different adjustments so they not fucked out the gate? Everybody's been fucked early, so shouldn't some of them have made some of those adjustments? You have people to, you know, you got your Snoops and your Ice Cubes and your fucking Jay-Z's. You have blueprints of how to maintain this and maximize your time in the light.
Yeah, but I think the gate is so wide the fuck open. Like how many rappers we see and how many rappers we see do bad. A lot of the rappers that we're still seeing have a tough time, maybe older rappers, like certain situations. And again, like the genre still hasn't changed. We're still putting out there that, like, we're still spreading the idea that it can still be like more than one of us, that we can still manage in certain lanes. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, we still just got hip hop and rap with all the versatility that you hear in those genres. We still just have that. When you have like alternative rock, soft rock, hard rock, punk rock, whatever type of rock that somebody wants to create, it can be created. Get a Grammy for it, create a genre for it, and that leaves a lane for there to be another top number one instead of everybody fighting for one crown. I just think hip hop hasn't gotten the freedom that they truly need or what they deserve, how it impacts the world. I just don't think that's come about yet. And I think
hip hop has the, like, from a fan's perspective,
and I think that's why you see somebody like Hov or Rock Nation. If you look at Rock Nation in his first, once, like, now that Rock Nation is like set up and has their feet under them, look at their first wave of like signees, or like the first generation of their signees. You see them get Lil Uzi Vert out of his bad contract. You see them send a letter to Carl and Jay Prince, with all due respect, to in regards to the Meg Thee Stallion situation. You see them. Jim Jones goes over to Rock Nation after years of beefing with Jay-Z and Rockefeller. In his latter years of his career, he goes over there. You see the Locks go over there. Everybody remembers the Free the Locks campaign from Bad Boy back in the day. You see a lot of people go over to Rock Nation who, quote unquote, didn't get their fair share in quote may have. I mean, it's up for debate if they got their fair shake in their careers with certain things. You see a lot of those people get over to Rock Nation, where the person who, again, said he was gonna rape Def Jam until he's the 100. He said I'm gonna rape Def Jam till I'm the 100 million man. He said, I can't remember all the goddamn numbers he did in that song at one time, but he basically said it, my nigga. Then like he said, like, add that number up with the one you got before. You are now looking at one smart black boy. He let us know from jump, nigga. I'm Hove did that, so hopefully you don't have to go through that.
That's perfect. I just think as a whole.
But I just think, bro, like we ain't had enough time yet. Like we ain't had enough time yet. Like in real life, how old is hip hop?
Oh no, I think hip hop is definitely the youngest of all of them.
Yeah,
I think
hip hop like 40 years old, bro.
Yeah, I think the idea of hip hop, like what you said before about Grammys and these awards and accolades, I just think we do too much asking of people who are not part of the culture. Anyways, like the stink that they're making about Grammys and shit now.
We did what we knew to do. We did what every other music genre did. You came in and there was a place that accredited you and stamped you as official, and we wanted in. That's no different than what most people do. And now and honestly, I credit hip hop for understanding 40 years in, being the youngest genre, to now say, fuck the Grammys. We'll award ourselves. That's what we need to start looking at credit for, and stop everybody. We are the earliest genre to ever start the conversation of fuck trying to be accepted. We just gonna keep doing what we doing.
Yeah.
We're the first, like, so I understand what everybody's saying of like, oh, the Grammys and all that shit.
But
Like,
no,
everybody
that's where I'm
keep
headed.
in
Like,
fucking mind how old hip hop is.
That's where I'm headed. Like, you know, all of hip hop music, there's always this underlying, what's the word? Black sheep is a stupid word, but you know, fuck the establishment. So like, yeah, fuck them for real. Like, what do you need? And the more you understand, like, we get to understand like how that process works. Why the fuck am I asking motherfuckers who don't understand my culture to fucking tell me that this is a good body of work? Like, have you?
Well, we didn't know. Like, we just didn't know, bro.
I mean,
like,
like
that's just it, bro.
Process.
We just didn't know.
Yeah, but I don't know. Even the whole system. I just think to a rule, like I know we've said something along the lines of this conversation before, but just the idea of like we talked about earlier. Like, if you have, I don't know, this is just such a lane now where you can have this space of 2-3 million people, and you could have 2 million followers as a rapper, and I have no idea who the fuck you are.
That's a fact.
And you can live your life perfectly. It just, I don't know. I just think people are chasing, like that shit we talked about Wale like weeks ago. Like, people just chasing this weird idea of shit when there's just so much.
I don't think the people be chasing that
here.
shit sometimes. I think more times than the people be chasing that shit, the situations be pushing people towards that shit. You get what I'm saying? Like, a lot of niggas get into deals and shit that you got to recoup money and you got to do certain shit and you got to end up prostituting yourself. And I think that forces niggas a lot of time to have to be rah. Why am I not in this argument? Because being in this argument puts you in a different money tier, puts you in a different class. It makes you in this game that ends up becoming your worth. Like, that's how that if I see you as whatever I see you as, once you sign to me, that's what you are.
Mm-hmm.
Whether you don't want to be it or not, that's what you are. Once you oblige to me, that's what you become. And that's what happened with a lot of these niggas. A lot of these niggas be coming in hardcore rappers, sign a record deal, and end up R&B singers. You know why? Because you owe me, nigga. You owe me.
Low key, not because for like a
lot of these niggas be shoot 'em up, bang bang, and then that first album sell, that second album don't sell. That lifestyle and all the niggas you took on tour with you and all the goons and the guns, and after that you in the stone, like you in the studio, like the way you walk, the way, 'cause I'm real.
But
the
I don't know, man. If
I
had to choose between the two,
trying to get that bag back.
I might choose the R&B route, because it seems like, because when you listen to Rule, like, that's the shit to go up when that nigga go on tour. That's the song that's like.
But what I'm saying is this though, my nigga. That's not. That's just. But that's what I'm saying though. Like, who? My nigga. How often? Okay, look back, my nigga. You look at niggas like, you gotta understand, niggas who back in the day was like the first niggas to really kick this shit off. A lot of them niggas want to kill themselves, bro, because of the image that they had. Like, you understand that shit?
Oh, not no more. Not no more. Not like that.
Nah, like niggas, bro. Like, what I'm saying is some of the biggest niggas in this shit that, like, you know what I'm saying? Hip hop is one of the things,
hip-hop
bro.
before definitely didn't give you the levity.
Nigga might end up saying, yeah, that's the shit that made a nigga blow up. But at the end of the day, my nigga, you might be so disappointed in yourself every time you got to go out there and do that shit. And that's one of the most sickening things, bro. Is that thing right there. It's like, yeah, you can be that, but that's not you. That's not what I got into this for. Anything you started for the love of something. Nigga didn't start rapping to be able to get in the game and be like, man, I'm really trying to be an R&B singer. But first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go be a rapper. and then I'm gonna sign a record deal. And I know them niggas gonna make me be an R&B singer, and that could be my excuse for switching over. Nobody's doing that, bro. So if you came in this shit want to be a rapper, if you got to get to the candy shop, I let you lick the lot. Like, you don't want to be that nigga, bro.
Is that still the landscape now?
Shit.
Like, I know that was a landscape when we was coming up. You had to do.
I think now it's different. I think now it's progressing to that's cool. That's the thing to be able to do is you got to be able to rap and sing. You look at a Rod Wave, you look at a Young Thug, you look at a Lil Uzi Vert, you look at anybody they harmonize now. It's one of those things where it's not even fully rapping, but yeah, bro. These niggas, come on, man. These young niggas might want to do that shit, but these old niggas ain't want to do that shit, bro.
They want the money.
Them niggas want to be who they want to be.
They want to get that check.
Come on, man.
The old niggas want that respect.
Fucking DMX singing Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer on radio commercials. Get the fuck out of it. Ja Rule doing tax commercials. Get the fuck out of here.
He really sung that song out loud?
Who?
DMX.
Yeah, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Like, yeah, nigga. What's wrong with you? This nigga's just weird. Fuck is wrong with you, bro?
I seen that.
I didn't pay attention to that.
The fuck is
The
wrong
nigga
with
did
you,
the
niggas?
ad-libs and everything.
Come on, man. Ja Rule really doing commercials for tax companies in Jersey.
These niggas is crazy.
Fuck is y'all talking about, man? Come
Yeah,
on.
see,
Oh my god.
Yeah, see, I don't know Ja's like fucking financial situation because
Niggas be prostituted. I mean, like, you got Vanilla Ice is a nigga who tried to kill himself. He was the first nigga that was quote unquote hip hop to go diamond. Like, Millie and Vanilli killed themselves. Like, a lot of, like, this just the industry will fuck you up, bro. Like, a lot of niggas that was the first quote unquote like ideas of shit. Yeah, man, that shit ain't. Come on, man.
Well, no, that's why I always think like now artists or anybody in
You got to look at what
entertainment-
these niggas got to go through just to be able to survive this shit. Like Playboy Cardi last night just got caught 3 pounds of weed, Oxycontin, Xanax, codeine.
But why? I saw that, but why?
Nigga, that shit's to exist to cope with this shit, bro.
But why? Like that's my like. But why? Like that's my that be my question to this young generation now. Is like when you talk about the jazz and everything, there was a blueprint that you had to fit.
But I mean, them
Now
niggas just get a bunch of shit now and don't be knowing what to do with it. Don't be knowing what the fuck to do with it, bro. You get a lot of pressure. A lot of these niggas. That's why you always see these niggas that be like, "Oh, my record label won't let me release music." Niggas don't understand that the business of this shit is real.
Oh no, that's a consistent thing that niggas just
Niggas
jump
don't know
into
how
this
much.
and don't
Yeah,
understand
niggas
the
don't
business
understand
side
the
of it.
business. That's why it's like I give so much credit to a nigga like Russ. Russ is a nigga who really was like, let me go learn some business of this shit. Other niggas is really out here just like, yo, I'm rapping. I'm gonna start an LLC so I can get my shit on iTunes and make some money off my shit and get a 10 so I can be able to get a bank account to get paid off this shit. And that's what the fuck we get. And then 6 months later, the nigga hit a song and it'd be like, up, down, bend, slide, up, down, come here, give me a high five. Yeah, I'm with my guys. And now that nigga rich as shit.
Yeah,
The nigga don't know what to do. He from butt fuck what the fuck, and so he don't know how much shit really costs. He don't know how much shit really costs because 3 weeks ago he was wearing t-shirts in Atlanta. Now he got $100,000, and they flying him out to LA to the BET Awards to go up, down, bend, slide, up, down, come here, give me high. Like you seen that nigga, the nigga Curtis Snow.
I can't get over this fuck. I've heard that song, but seeing you do it,
I'm shocked people
fucking
still.
beyond me.
I'm shocked.
Oh shit! What are they
Somebody.
Yo,
Hello, state your business.
it's Sean.
Hello.
Yo,
Can you hear me?
Of course we can.
Well, I'm just, I'm making sure, man. I'm driving. I'm in my car, listening to y'all. Just
Who the hell
want to call,
is
say what's
this?
up.
Yeah.
What up?
Who is this? Say your name.
Oh, Joseph Barnes.
Oh, nigga,
What up, Joe? Shit, nigga, you ain't say shit.
You ain't say shit. That's why it was this random number up there. What's up, my guy?
Called us like we was one of your girlfriends. Like we was
Yeah,
supposed to
he
know
was-
your voice.
He was like, hey.
Hey, it's me.
I didn't know how this thing works.
Oh, this nigga, it's the phone. Just
You live, bro. You on the show. What's the deal, man?
holla at us, my brother.
So, listening in a little bit, right? So, if I can throw a little thing, I think that today people are a little more lost with not knowing what to do. If you look at the generation before us, they had a goal, right? You had the baby boomers, World War II, they ended the war. Our current generation, I'm not sure what we're doing. So when you guys talk about they have all this room for expansion, they don't know what to do with it. Like EJ just said, like all these young rappers have all this ability. There's so much. It's a white canvas for them to paint on, and they don't know what they're doing.
I slightly disagree. I say that just as a black person, let me break something down. When you look at hip hop and you look at, to me, the 90s generation was way worse than this generation is. The reason being we feel like this generation is worse is because we have a more of a microscope on us. Like we have cameras and more access to be able to see these little fuck ups now. But if you go back and think about certain shit from the 90s, like we got Uncle Luke from the 90s. We got NWA from the 90s. We got Bitches Ain't Shit but Hoes and Tricks from the 90s. We got fucking rappers slapping female reporters from the 90s. We had people, Maxine Waters literally going to Congress in the 90s. Like, you understand these things that the 69 boys and certain things. Do you know what the Freaknik is, nigga?
A legendary time.
Do you know what the Freaknik is?
I don't remember. I'm drawing a blank right now, boys. I'm not
Freaknik was when the city of Atlanta would literally turn into a orgy. The whole city. People would literally come from everywhere and meet in Atlanta and just have a big ass fuck. People just Google Freaknik 96 on YouTube, bro. Matter of fact, go on Pornhub so you can see the real one. But this is what I'm saying. This generation, like that generation was doing the same. If they would have had Instagram Live, they would have been showing them same pussies. It's just we have a microscope on this generation. I don't even think they're lost. And honestly, I think this generation is one of the most woke in a while. Like these little motherfuckers now are breaking away from the norm. They're doing things sooner. They're doing things faster. They're understanding truths and like I don't know how. Like for me, Joe, I'm 30. I grew up in an era where you was told you had to go to college and get a student loan and do all that bullshit. And I got out of college in debt, just looking for another $40,000 job to be another American. Like a lot of these motherfuckers understand that that's a hassle. So I give a lot of credit to these young fuckers.
I can kind of piggyback off that.
I agree. If you look at the top 15 paying jobs for the last half decades, they're all brand new. None of them were around when we were there. But I 100% agree with you. The exposure today is completely different. As a matter of fact, I was talking to my old lady today. I was watching some video came up on TikTok of some like younger girls in high school, right? Ain't nobody in school right now. They were dancing. I was like, yo, if I had a daughter and she was doing some shit like that, she was just like. But then again, they have, Megan Thee Stallion. They have, I don't even want to name all the names, all these new up and coming and rappers and whatnot. But she was like, we had Lil' Kim. Just think about that.
Think about that. Exactly. See?
Ain't none of y'all making a Sprite can
disappear in their mouth. Come on, man. You remember how many licks? Come on, man.
That blue, that little one titty should change my life. That one titty, man.
I'm sorry to interrupt, man. Go ahead, finish. You said like you said, your lady said we had Lil' Kim.
No, she was just saying like you have to, because she's a middle school teacher. She's like, you got to understand that we had it way worse, just like you said, but the exposure was way less.
Exactly.
Compared to now, right? Like so, for an example, like I guess you'd call like a helicopter parent. Some old lady. She posted some on her page because she teaches irony. So she used a song from Alyssa Morissette, some shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a song about irony. Long story short, she put on there, it's like finding the love of your life and then to find out that she's a female, right? Like you're looking at, like you're looking for the love of your life and you end up finding out that the man that you thought was the man of your life is a female. You got catfished, pretty much, right? But this is back in the 90s before catfishing was really like a big thing. And she put that up for her Friday irony thing for her students to look at and post their funny irony, something they find ironic.
Yeah.
Now, she taught that in class, so her kids got that reference. A parent called a counselor and was like, I don't appreciate and I don't think it's appropriate that she's posting something about online dating. And my old lady, like, took it down immediately and just put something else, like, oh, a fire at the firehouse. That's ironic.
Yeah.
And she was like, are you kidding me, though? Like, so I put this from a song from something I taught. And the kids probably understand it, but the parents take it as, oh, you're promoting online dating.
Yeah, and I think that shows like a level of intellect and a level of understanding in the youth that sometimes is absent even in the older generations. Like there was things that we understood that our parents feared for their life. I mean, just growing up in certain neighborhoods and having certain friends. Like I played football, so I had white friends, all kind of friends, and I can truly see like some people just ignorant to not so much racist, but just like he lives in Compton, and like Compton is a ghetto, right? Just ignorant to certain things, and as the next generation is always a generation more times than not that's like usually that's some dumbass shit. I understand that you don't get it, but I think parents do a bad job when they start to shield their kids from it and create like these false realities that these things don't exist. But that like to your wife's credit, to your wife's students' credit, like that's what I'm saying about this younger generation. I just think that they put in our faces we see more attention drawn to the negative because of course why say something positive when negativity spreads faster. But I truly think these little young motherfuckers is onto some shit.
You said they were in middle school?
Yeah.
Damn, that's fine.
Yeah, she teaches 7th and 8th grade.
But yeah, like to your point, I do think that, I mean, I'm not a parent, but I do think that it is kind of, there's a muddying of the waters between what I'm protecting my child from and allowing them because my father was always big on, his favorite line was, you're going to be better than me. So whether
you have to be, yeah.
Whether it pisses me off, your mom off, you know, if it's good for you and you know this, at some point we have to respect you as a man and as a human being to do what you got to do. So I think parents is kind of, I don't know, and I know parenting is one of the most difficult job, but I just feel like it's kind of like a hardship to decide at what point am I protecting you and at what point am I holding you back from like your actual potential. Because I'm old, like whatever I produce, that motherfucker gonna run 10 times faster than me.
But so as a parent, that's a control thing.
True.
That's a control thing. When your child learns something that is beyond you and you don't encourage it, or at least if you can't be the outlet for them, you don't provide them an outlet. That's control. That's wanting to control what they know and keep them under your thumb. Yeah, I think the perspective of like my child is mine as opposed to like my job is to instill you with as much as I got, and then you have to go do your own. Yeah, like. That whole thing of like, oh, it's my baby. Don't raise your child for you. Raise your child for the world, because your child is gonna be here a long time after you. Don't raise your child to be a dick. Then I have to cut him off in traffic.
I say the same thing to my father. I just tell my dad all the time, blue collar family, man, construction worked his whole life. I said I want to be just like you. He's my hero. I idolize him.
Absolutely, yeah.
He'd always tell me the same thing. No, you need to be better than me. You need to be better.
Yeah.
And like my parents' decision when I decided to join the military, they were not about it at all. Right,
yeah,
here
I
I
remember
am 7.5 years later, almost 8, and I've made a career for myself. I truly enjoy it. I meet people from all walks of life. I've been to a lot of places. I've been to Afghanistan, Korea, Germany twice. Just traveled around. Now I'm in New York, doing all that. But I think that to touch the point you're talking about parenting, I think that like future generations, and we see it in our generation, and I may be wrong here, but this is my own opinion. I feel like it was taught, like you said, things get handed down, and parents have like their scope of what's super important and what their parents taught them that they didn't like from their parents.
Mm-hmm.
And then our parents did that to us. Like, hey, you need to be focused on this. You need to know about this. Like you said, you must go to college. You need to have this. You need to do that to succeed in the society. And they're so worried about our future and doing that. And then you look at it now, and here we are, like you said, many of us, well, I didn't follow the traditional route like you guys did, but like student debt. They tell you can go to school for anything, but they don't tell you that at the end of it, there's no job on it. That the career, whatever you study for, isn't going to promise you a career that's going to give you enough money to pay back that debt and still live a good life.
Exactly.
Right. I tell my lady all the time, because she did it. She has a master's, and she says it all the time, like, I have all the student debt. And I was like, look, it's okay. You have a good career. You have a good job. But it is where it is. It's a part of life. You've done it, and here we are now.
Exactly.
Right. But then she made a really good point when she talked about, when we looked it up and I researched it, when she told me the top like 10 or 15 jobs in the last half decade that are out there, like I said, are like brand new. YouTube, Instagram,
Bro,
esports. You're like, what the hell are
I'm a
these
college
things? They weren't even
dropout
around for us.
I'm a college dropout that chose IT. Like I just got lucky enough that while I was in high school, I was a part of like the early IT boom and one of those people that originally adapted IT early on independently before it was really offered in classes and all that stuff and before it was emphasized. And so after I dropped out of college, I had this tool in my back pocket that the industry was trending towards, and lucky for me, I just so happened to jump in, and it's been the biggest blessing of my life. Like I've been able to provide for my family and have not just a good but a great life with it, you know?
Yeah, and that's amazing. I'm glad. No, I'm proud that you found that. I'm currently trying to find out how to do bug bounties. It interests me, and I'm learning JavaScript and Python and trying to start learning how to do some of that.
Yeah, man, absolutely. That's the way that everything is trending right now, man. Especially like, and when you see times like this, you see quarantine. How is everybody doing everything online? People need scripting. People need programmers. People need coders. This is the moment, man. And like right now, I'm doing everything that I do in my office from home comfortably. You know, man, like it's just, we'll talk off air. I'm a DM and we'll talk.
I'm with all the great changes. I can't wait to say that my son is a varsity Fortnite player. So
right,
fuck.
Shit, y'all got me fucked up.
I do want to ask though. I do have a request.
What's the deal?
You intrigued me in the last episode. I really want to hear the whole theory of the 12 men.
Oh shit, 12 people.
I'm probably not this episode or next yet, but I do want to hear.
How much time we got left?
Oh,
how much time we got?
We got enough time. Listen in, bro. I'm gonna let you go and I'm gonna holler at you when I get off the air.
Yeah, dude. All right, I appreciate y'all.
All right,
bro.
You love you, bro. Man. The 12 men.
12 people theory.
He actually, we was talking earlier this week, and he was DMing me. We were talking about it. He's dead serious about this 12 men shit.
It's 12 people in this world, men and women, like 12 separate, and there's a composite of like 12 everything though.
This mac and cheese fucking me up.
This is hilarious. It looks amazing though. Whoever made that, but I'm gonna get some. I'm gonna give me some chicken. I'm going home. I'm about to fuck that up, but. There's 12 people, bro. Like there's 12 noses, 12 eyes, 12 personality traits, all of that stuff. And what we see in everybody is just a combination of it. Like you've never seen somebody and be like, God damn, you remind me of somebody.
Yeah, I do that a lot.
You ever talked to somebody and felt deja vu?
Mm-hmm.
That shit don't be your dream. You've met them before. You've met those 12 personality traits mixed together and combined like that.
What's the specific number with 12?
That's just how many it is. I don't know why 12. It's just 12.
I was wondering, like, yeah, I don't know, like
it's just 12. Like it just seems like a fair enough number.
Even number.
Yeah, like not even number.
Oh, I thought it was like a specific thing, but like the idea, like I still fuck with the idea. I thought it was like there's these 12 things. My bad.
Yeah,
no, like when you look at like, I mean when you count it up, I got to 12 by a real thing. When you count it up, it was like. I did something with personality traits and something. I have to go home and find my notebook and I'll be able to break it down again. But the theory is still look.
I still fuck with the theory.
It came from women though. It came from my dealings with women. That it was like.
You should write a book about this.
It was like and I was like, wait a second. It was like this, because I have to keep track of how like my dealings with women closer than men. Like
that makes sense.
Like my homeboys and shit. Like I always say I can read men real easy. So like niggas and shit, I'd be like, he a bitch ass nigga. He gonna cross me. He gonna do this and he gonna do this, and that allows me to hold niggas in certain places in my life. Like I can meet a nigga, hang with him for a little while, and be like, oh yeah, you a fuck nigga.
He's right
you
though.
A fuck nigga.
He's right. That's how you supposed to do it.
I'd be like, yeah, you a fuck nigga. And then there'd be some moments where I hang with a nigga for a little while. I'd be like, oh, you a real nigga. I'd be like, yeah, I fuck with this nigga right here.
Is that easier because you can hold them to your own standard? Like you walk through life as a man, so it's easier for me to kind of like deduce how niggas are supposed to walk. If you like are not fucking with my shit.
Yeah, I think there's a level of like, it's a threshold of credibility.
Yeah, like I know how to walk through life and what I consider like the standard I hold myself to, and then niggas I hang around.
As long as you go offset, as long as you better than 50%, as long as you better than 50%, and what I mean by that is that if like. As long as your bullshit is, as long as your credibility is greater than your bullshit.
Smart.
Do that make sense? Like, cause all of us is fucked up in some way.
Mm-hmm.
So, for me, I would, for me, if a nigga looked at me, they might be like, he be cursing at them kids, but he gonna feed them and take care of them, and you know, like shit like that. To me, like I'm not good because I be cursing at them kids. Like I need to work on that, and that's a terrible thing. But by comparison of like everything that you get, do that make sense? Like that be that shit that be like yo bullshit. That's some, you don't be cursing at them kids now. You know better be cursing at them kids. But then it's like in totality, you know, when he curse at them kids, you ain't too mad because you know everything he do for them kids. Like that's my shit as far in regards to a measure of a man. But like yeah, it's just 12, bro. I don't know. I don't know what I was saying before that, but it's like it's 12 people. That's just it. It's 12 things, and that's what I was saying. I could read niggas easier, but my shit came from women. Mm-hmm. So with women, I had to pay closer attention. So I would have to try to figure out after a bad situation, like why the fuck did this go bad? And then I'll figure out why it went bad. And then I'll be like, well, why the fuck did I pick her? It went bad because she was crazy. Was it obvious she was crazy? And I'll be like,
he do the same shit I be doing.
I'll be like, yeah, nigga, that's called reflection. That's called accountability. Everybody should be doing this. And so
that's the way you're doing it though. It's not like me. I'm like,
because I have to drill down to the root. I'm a nigga that always like, even when me and TJ argue, I be like, no, TJ, you're not looking at the root of something. You're looking at the fucking tree, but get to the root of the tree. Because if we chop this motherfucker down in the middle, it's going to grow back.
Oh, shit. I thought that was what I'd be doing. So basically, everybody get to the root. The root is like my favorite shit.
Yeah, like get to the root. So for me, that's how I ended up getting to 12 people is that I got to the root of shit. And I started to realize because the one thing in my life that was vast was my taste in women. Like everything else was very like narrow. It's very... Like I like the same foods.
Look, man, I like blue Doritos.
Yeah, like
turkey sandwiches.
I'm fucking.
But there's this Czechoslovakian bitch, and whoo,
I'm a creature of fucking habit and some shit. But the one thing that variety is the spice of life is the fucking. That's the one thing that a nigga could be like. This shit is all over the place. I'm out with this Peruvian bitch eating cheeseburgers, but like.
EJ be like, hey man, you ever
taking Egyptian bitches to in and out?
Nah, bro. EJ pull up. Like,
Who
hey,
you
man,
think it's a game?
What's your favorite song off the new Slipknot album? I ain't listening to Slipknot, man. Why would you do that? Well, this bitch I'm fucking, she be going to fucking.
Nigga, look, one time I had the homie, I had the homie pull up. I was at home. I had Sway, the homie that like big girls.
The Pollo Pimp,
and God, I can't say his name now, but.
Mm-hmm.
They pulled up to the house, right? And I had a chick there, and they was like, what the fuck? And it was just real awkward. I'm like, what's wrong with y'all niggas? They was like, hey, why you got this Indian bitch in here frying chicken? I was like, what?
That's like, amazing.
I was like, what the fuck? What's the problem? They was like, this bitch got a red. Like, why you got this Indian bitch in here frying? Like, it was just the most random thing. It was hilarious to me, though, because they was really baffled that this bitch had like a.
What an amazing.
Yeah, it was fire as fuck.
Cultures.
Cause she was like really on some shit, like not she wanted to be black, but she was like part black in her. I don't know. She said somebody was black, and she was just like, she was like, my dad was black, but he wasn't around, and my mom is Indian, and she's really strict. Like I was like, I don't know, man. I don't know. What the fuck ever. Whatever.
I always hate them. Like if you got to give me 17 explanations as to how you black, you keep that shit to yourself.
No, it was she was black. She was black. She just looked Indian in a motherfucker. Like her daddy was black, but what it was that her daddy was black. Mom's Indian, and I guess mom's had like a wild phase where she broke away from like the Indian family.
I was gonna say, like, if she traditional, that shit might go bad.
Yeah, like she broke away from the family and was like out here on some shit and like living turned up and shit, and met pops, had a baby, and then her grandfather was like, "That's enough of that shit."
Yeah.
And then the daddy was like, "Man, I'm not with this shit, man. I'm just and he was in the background or whatever, but it wasn't like. It was, he was trying to be around, but it was just one of them like,
nah, that shit get hot.
Yeah, but she was like, she looked like.
Beat that nigga up. That's my sperm. What the fuck? All right, my nigga.
Yeah, I can't get into her. You know what I'm saying? I didn't told her whole goddamn story. She know who she is now. but no, it was just like that. Like, but yeah, it's just always been a vast thing. But that's how I started to break down. Like, wait a minute. I dated this over here, or this person over. I dealt with this person, but it was like, but this was the same. Like that. I was like, all right, cool.
Oh no, but that's definitely like,
who
you be?
12 motherfuckers in the world. After I did enough,
fucking definitely tell you about yourself. Like, I didn't.
But it wasn't like that was the thing. It was
even that'll tell you about yourself.
It was such a vast palette, like an array
An array.
It was
An array of bitches.
a
A
plethora.
vast assortment of pussy.
And they all fucking crazy.
No, they wasn't all crazy.
I mean, they got a little bit crazy in them.
No, everybody. Look, here you go. Let me give you some.
No.
Let me
I
give you
know
some game,
everybody's
youngin.
crazy.
Let me give you some game, youngin. Every woman's crazy.
On
It just
today's
takes
segment of Educating Verge.
every woman is crazy. It just takes a different amount of shit to make the crazy come out.
Here come the phone lines.
And don't ever forget that. That's
I'm gonna definitely try to remember that one. I ain't gonna lie. I low key.
everybody. You can apply this to all people. Most of my dealings with people getting crazy is women because it's inconsequential. It's inconsequential. Like for men, you get too crazy, I'm put my hands on you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put my hands on you.
Yeah.
Now, see that right there? That's a bar I've explained a lot of fucking times. Like the culture of like, wow, this crazy shit, I'll bust you. I'm like, that's, and it always sounds like.
No, I don't believe no girl when they tell me that.
No, yeah, it always sounds like harsh when I say it.
I
But I
do.
was like,
I
I'd have
do.
rocked the nigga jaw for that shit you said.
I seen my mama fuck my dad up a couple times. You
No,
know?
I have to believe you. I have to
Alright,
believe you
dude,
because
alright.
I'm not the type of nigga that's gonna do nothing to you. So I have to believe you.
That
You get what I'm
part.
saying?
Okay.
That's like if a nigga walk up to you and you know you're not gonna fight back. If this nigga do this, you gonna jump because you can't fight back. So at least you're gonna try to defend yourself. Like I'm the type of nigga that I believe people. When people be like, I'm a fucking, I do this. I be like, all right. And women like, I be like, I'm gone. Women
Yeah,
be like,
like,
I'm
which-
gonna do this. I be like, I'm leaving,
Yeah, you
yo.
already planned
I'm
on
out of
being
here.
crazy
Let
as
me get up
fuck.
out of here because there's nothing I can do to her. It's nothing I can do. Like I'm not finna.
Like you've had.
I'm
the,
not finna
like,
be in the streets with this bitch. Like yo, don't touch
yeah,
me.
like it's different. Like we been kicking it, and it's been niggas been kicking it with a group of people or whatever. And the girl will come in, and you niggas will talk like, oh, she bad, and it's been plots on that. Soon as that, like I've watched him, and like vice versa. Soon as like, cause I do. Boo. Hey man, you ready to get something to eat? Yeah, man, let's go get the fuck out of here. Like, whole group of baddies came in. Like, there's no reason niggas should leave. As soon as that, I bust this, do that shit, my dick go, all right, good night, bro. I'm going to catch y'all tomorrow.
All that. I
I'm
grew up
out.
with brothers. I fight niggas.
Yeah, I'm
Any
out.
bitch start any. I'm like, I'm done.
out on all
I'm done.
Yep.
Nigga, I could be in a room with Rihanna. If Rihanna was like, I fight niggas, I'd be like, I'm done. I'm gone.
I'm out. Y'all keep all that shit.
No, you're right. 'Cause I just met a girl. She was talking like some like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Had a pistol on me, this and that. I said, oh no, I gotta go home, bro. Cause bitch, you stupid. Like,
You ain't stupid. That's your life. That's just not my life.
Yeah, I'm good.
Certain shit, I don't have that level of hostility towards women. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a bitch ass nigga when it comes to women. Like I always tell niggas, I could never be a pimp. No matter how much pimping shit I talk, I'm way too tender dick to ever be a pimp. Like I'm way too upfront about women's rights and women equality and paying women the 30-cent difference. I'm way too much for that shit.
Tender dick is a term.
Oh yeah, I'm way too tender dick to ever be a pimp. Yeah, way too tender dick. I'm not out here to be hard on the hoe. I'm not gonna even act like it. Nope. Like I'm just it's not my thing, man. Like, I'm sure some people out here that'd be like, fuck that nigga, he a cold-hearted nigga. I've probably done some survival shit, but I've never been the type of nigga that'd be like, hey baby, let me get your taxes. I'm gonna go out here and flip. Like I'm not that nigga. Like
Yeah,
I'm not
like,
that.
yeah, I would assume like cold-hearted might be subjective, but because I've been called cold-hearted, I'm like, I just want
And
to go home.
I'd bring it back to my definition. Like my credibility outweighs my bullshit when it comes to
Yeah,
women.
That's because it's not
Like,
to
she
say
might
that
be
that
like-
should be the barometer that niggas out here doing suplexing bitches and shit. But
I suplex bitches, but I always release the hold.
Yeah, like that's
I
crazy.
don't put bitches in headlocks. Like I'm not not like that. I mean I don't know. Like I'm a good guy. I just like may not text you for a little while. Like when I'm dealing, this is week to 2 week gaps that we might not talk. I might talk to you like every day for like 4 days, and then it might be like 2 weeks we might not talk.
That shit got boring after a while.
Nah, not even that. It's
Not
just,
even- not
yeah,
even
it's just
boring.
I was doing.
You ain't never
something.
just had a like I've.
You ain't never just been doing something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but
you
I'm
should
just
be doing
saying,
something.
Like, but sometimes I don't be doing nothing. I just don't.
I mean,
That's you.
I've done like
don't
this.
put that on me. That's you.
No, I've done. I don't
That
know.
wasn't my shit.
I don't know, but I understand. I understand shit like this. Like I understand like now. Like I used to see my grandfather like when I was younger. Like even my dad now, and I just don't want to be bothered.
Yeah.
Like
That's it. I understand.
I have ascended into I just don't want to be bothered. Like I don't want to like I
Look, let me
don't
tell you
want to talk to nobody. I don't want
If
to.
you dealing with a
it has
nigga who
nothing to
always
do with-
want to be bothered, he ain't doing enough shit.
Yeah, I just don't want to be bothered. Like I go to work.
Some days I just don't have. I don't
do
have it in me to give attention. Like I don't even mind you being here. You just can't require nothing of me right now.
what was that shit? I can quote this out. What was that shit Patrice O'Neal said? He was like, Nick, men oftentimes, it's not gonna be a bad one. We want to be alone but not by ourselves.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, like if you in the house, like if I was married and in the house, and that's what man caves are for. I want to know that you're here. I want you safe. But I just don't want to see you. I don't want to see these badass motherfuckers. Like, and that's the crazy thing. With people, like, even with during this, bringing it all back to coronavirus, people in the side with their kids, you love these beings that you created, you brought here. You don't want to hear these motherfuckers' mouths every day. You do not want to see, and just every day, like, yo, you good? Bet. I'm going to go over here and just fucking vegetate because I need that.
Hey, you know what? I kind of agree with you. I kind of don't, though, because I've gotten to the point that, like, my conscience is gone with my son. In terms of this, let me finish.
I like that fucking bar. I almost want to leave it right there. I want to cut all this shit off. My conscience is gone. My son, boop, out.
Boop. Episode drops, right? Listen in next week. No, in terms of like all right, you need to go outside. Like the kicking them out. Mm-hmm. Like, no, you need to go outside and play. Or you need to go to bed early. I'm over the guilty part of that type of shit.
That's just the boundary. Like, I'm tired. Like, bye, gone.
Yeah. Not just because of this quarantine shit, but just because of his age. Like, he's 5 now. Like, at 5 years old, you can take your ass outside. Go get your water gun, your fire truck, whatever, your basketball, your football, whatever it is you want to go outside and do outdoors. Get you a shovel and go dig some dirt. Do that. Put your play shoes on. But you got to get the fuck out the house right now. Like, I no longer feel guilty about that. I used to feel guilty about that.
Oh, no, I'm actually like...
So, like, now certain shit don't bother me. Like, I'm at that point. Take your ass to sleep early. Eat and go to sleep.
I get impressed and genuinely happy now. Like, Stink didn't count because, like, Stink's just something. But, like, when I be seeing kids, like, outside, I'm like, fuck, they still go outside. I'm so fucking proud.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, because if I see another kid playing fucking, like, even though... Obviously, what I just said about the shit, I'm definitely going to get my son. We're going to get this motherfucking ESPN, EA Sports Scholarship shit. But I don't know if I see another kid, like, with a tablet or whatever. Like, I understand.
Now, you can have all that.
Yeah, you can have it, but, like, not that big.
Because like I feel like we grew up with too much athletics and not enough, like, education in terms of that shit.
Okay, let me backtrack. I'm not saying they're not good tools, but just the idea that there are kids that just aren't outside, which is fucking baffling me because I got all my shit outside. Like, half of whatever lessons I learned that weren't.
No, we literally use go outside as a term of like if motherfuckers like learn shit in their life. So yeah, of course, I'm a firm believer in like kids need to go outside, and I understand that.
Send your kid outside.
Yeah, that's just basically it. Like go the fuck outside, bro. Yeah. Like just go outside. Like make a friend. Like it'd be some shit like we was on vacation and I just took my son. It was like a little basketball court and play area, and I was like, go, like nigga, go meet somebody. Go do something. It wasn't even bothering me. It was just like go meet somebody. Like just sharpen up your skills on how to introduce yourself, nigga. Yeah.
That may be,
like figure out how you gonna introduce yourself. What's your name? How you gonna say your name? Or you gonna say it like
do you think there'll be like a flux since now everybody is so
you know that dumb shit when people be in the mirror and they be trying you don't ever see in movies and shit with somebody going on a date or they gonna ask somebody a question. They like, hey, you going to homecoming? Like dumb shit like that. Like, nigga, go figure out how you gonna talk to people and ask questions.
Yeah.
Learn yourself, nigga.
You think there'll be a flux now? Like now that everybody's so compact, there'll be like a poof of outside?
Hell no.
You don't think so?
It's gonna be momentary.
Damn.
It's gonna be momentary.
Back in the house, like I need to get on that game again.
Whack.
Nah, it's gonna be. You got it. It depends on when shit happen. If shit happen in like June and like they be like quarantine is over on June 14, like oh nigga, shit finna get lit.
Somebody else. You. Hello?
What's happening? It's Sean.
Hey, there we go. I knew he was going to call in.
I was about to say, man, you been off your job for a couple weeks, man.
What's going on, man? My nigga E.
What's the deal?
Bird. How y'all doing?
Jonathan.
E.
He outside.
Yo.
I'm glad you got over that stage of feeling guilty because as a parent, that is the hardest thing to do. You feel like you're torturing your kid to go play, to go have fun.
Oh, man, don't it? The shit feels terrible.
Like, my son, I think at 10, all he wanted to do was stay in the house play video games. Annabelle, she's turning 5. She wants to live outside. So when I tell her she can't go outside, Nick,
that's
good. Man.
See,
so when I got to the point where it's like, you know what? Go outside. Even though she in trouble, but just go outside, just go.
Yeah.
Just go.
Like, I have to figure out something. I can't punish. Like, he loves to water the grass. Like, and I understand why. Like, I love gardening. So he sees me water the grass, and that's something he really likes to do. And that's his thing of, like, I have to figure out
Nigga,
another
you
way
a
to punish
70-year-old
him. I
man
can't
now?
teach. Who, me? No, that's just something I inherited that from my grandmother. That's something that my granny was
Okay,
huge on
okay.
gardening and growing up with her. Like, you know, my grandmother lives like
Yeah, I
right
got
next
you,
door
I
to
got you.
yeah, so that's from that. But he has the same thing, and even from him being down there with her and seeing her all the time, you know, she still has the same tendency. So that's something he loves, and that's one of the things that I'm like, I would rather make him like I make him do PT like I because you can't just whoop kids' ass. So
Yeah.
I make him do like PT and shit and workouts, and that's kind of how he can earn his time back, or that's more so his punishment for stuff than actual like punishment. Cause
Yeah.
it's like you still need to go
It's
outside,
funny
little
you
nigga.
say
You need to
that.
go run and do shit. Like get some grass stains.
Yeah, it's funny you say that because, you know, as a parent, you learn when your kids stop reacting to getting yelled at and getting whooped. You learn the different tones that you use. Oh, okay, so you think it's a joke. All right, well,
He
do
ain't
this.
got enough of that
Do
shit in his
something they
life
don't
to
like
like
to
for
do.
it to not to work anymore. Like he ain't got enough whoopings or yelled at in like in that manner enough to for that shit. Like that shit'll still fuck him the fuck up if he ever got a whooping. He don't get whoopings. Like that's what I'm saying. I have to figure out something else from jump just because like I'm not a like I got my ass beat. I grew up
Yeah.
in that getting your ass kicked era. You know, so I don't do that shit because it's just like I ain't
I
fuck
tell
with
my
that shit as a
kids-
kid. So
I
like
tell my
nigga, go
kids
do
they
some
lucky.
push-ups.
They didn't grow up how we grew up.
No,
It wasn't none of that, none of this the stuff y'all do now wasn't happening when we were kids.
No, I wish there was white
Right.
women adopting little black kids from ghettos when I was a kid. Back in our day, that was the first thing they used to tell you was like, go ahead and pack your bags. Don't nobody want you but me. I wish I would have known Angelina Jolie. I was like, bitch, it's a bitch right off here off the 101 adopting little black kids. Bitch, you keep on beating on me and I'm going over here with her. Like, if I'd have known that shit as a
On
kid, my mama
everything.
I'd have fought back. Just put your hands on me. I'm going to call Madonna, motherfucker. She adopt black kids. Angelina Jolie going to come get me.
She like
Put your
getting
hands on
the
me
original
again.
soul, don't she?
Huh?
Don't she like going to get
Show
it from
for
the
show,
original
but I'm gonna
soul?
let y'all go ahead and finish this 9 minutes up. I'm doing your
Compton is
thing.
motherland.
Keep going. Sky's the
Appreciate you,
limit.
bro. Have a good one, man. Enjoy quarantine. You sound like you in the car, man.
He outside for real.
Yeah, I just got off work. Nigga.
Oh, that's right.
He
I just got off a
contaminated.
12-hour shift.
Hey, man, go home and I don't know, lock your kids in the closet, man.
Man, take a Lysol bath.
second. Yeah.
Nigga, my nigga Jameson is calling me.
Oh, do your thing, though,
Oh,
boss man.
right.
Do your thing. Do your thing. I'ma holler at you, bro.
Oh,
But all right, man. All right,
Saints Parish Iris. I got to get home to my Jameson. Got to get home to my nice Irish whiskey.
Jameson whiskey.
Yes.
No worries. We're not going anywhere.
Yes, me and
We bought a 9,000 year
me and
lease.
Leonardo DiCaprio.
Did you see O'Doyle? What beer company was that? Said Heineken said that shit. They bought a 9,000 year lease on their building.
What?
Niggas rented the spot for 9,000 years.
Oh, okay. We finna get these off. Yeah, we
I
finna.
think that's a Heineken commercial. One of these beer companies, them niggas, one of the Irish.
9,000 years?
They said, and that's doing with her. We signed a 9,000 year lease. What the fuck? Why didn't you let y'all buy the building? That's fucked up.
9,000 years. It's like, yes, this is the land
Watch,
of our
pull it
great-
up. Pull up the Heineken commercial
This
with
is
the
the land of
9,000
our
year
great
lease.
forefathers. And the
And
whiskey,
for us, don't.
the whiskey of the great Mad Sweeney.
I think it was like Heineken. Look on YouTube. Look at the commercial on YouTube. Like Heineken. It's one of Heineken coronavirus commercial. I think it is.
9,000 years.
At the end, the nigga saying, "For us, don't worry, we're not going anywhere. Let's sign a 9,000 year lease." Bitch, what?
Guinness in pursuit.
Guinness. There it is.
Is it the in pursuit of more one?
I don't know. Is it one they showing niggas? In fact, it's like a minute or something.
Oh, that's fucking.
Let me see. Yeah, it's like right now times are different and shit.
This nigga just on this old ass
We've
bike.
travelled to nearly every corner of the earth,
Oh no, that ain't it. I don't think that's it.
commissioned our own fleet of ships,
Wait, hold on. Let me see.
and even built our own railway.
Not our own railway.
Because
Be
we
the-
believed in the beer we brewed.
Nah, this ain't it. This ain't it.
We believed in the beer we brewed. Let's see. There's this one. Fucking. Fuck. We've traveled.
To me, that was the most absurd shit I had ever heard in my fucking life.
a 9,000 year
9,000
lease is-
fucking year lease. Like you might have to Google that shit.
St. Patrick's Day message from Guinness. Fuck it.
Is that it? Check that.
3
Yeah,
weeks
yeah,
ago.
yeah. That's it. That's it. Because that was during the coronavirus.
St. Patrick's Day message from Guinness.
Guinness has been around for 260 years, and we've been lucky to be a part of your St. Patrick's Day for generations.
Yeah, this it.
While we know this year things feel different, we've learned over time that we're pretty tough when we
Skip this shit. Go to like the
So
last
what
30
do
because
you
we might
really
probably
need
can't play this
for
whole
St.
shit. Licensing.
So we're not going anywhere.
Oh, right before this. Go back. No,
Happy
here, go
St.
back.
Patrick's Day.
Okay, let's see.
Don't forget to stop in and say hi to all our friends in the pubs and bars. As for us, we signed a 9,000-year lease.
What the fuck?
So we're not going anywhere.
Yo,
Happy St. Patrick's Day.
The nigga said he's so chill. And for us,
we signed a 9,000-year lease.
What the fuck?
9,000 years.
The nigga said it's so chill, like it was a common thing. Like, no, we got one of them 9,000, so we here.
What the fuck?
Nigga said we signed that 9,000-year lease. What if the company goes under in like 5,000 years? How much is it gonna cost to break that lease?
I can't even.
I hope it's like you could sublease that motherfucker.
I'm trying to put a joke together for a 9,000-year lease, dog.
Nigga,
like,
they are leasing their building until 2000.
you understand? Like, if somebody put a lease
till
for
2920, nigga.
if you were like from now and went 9,000 years back, that's pre-Jesus. Like,
Bro, 2920. Niggas not even gonna be living on Earth no more.
a 9,000-year lease. Wait, what?
You gonna live on moons and shit.
We might be extinct in 9,000 years. Like, Corona finna get
Niggas
you
might
niggas
not-
up out of here.
Bro,
by
exactly.
next month.
And you talking about, don't worry, we signed a 9,000
And
year
they
lease.
had the fucking bagpipes in that back. It's a fucking 9,000.
Bro, play that shit again.
It's a
That
fucking
nigga
9,000
said
year
that
lease.
shit so casually, so
We'll
stupid.
be here making
He
your
said, so
beers.
stop into your local pubs.
So stop in. Have a nasty ass fucking Guinness.
He said, as for us.
Remember to raise each other up.
Tastes like
Be good to
the
one another. Celebrate safely.
have some of this
Ask the
nice
ones protecting
goddamn gutter water.
And now or later, don't forget to stop in and say hi to all our friends in the pubs and bars. As for us, we signed a 9,000-year lease on our
Dog.
building a while back. So we're
A
The nigga said it a while back. Like,
a 9,000.
no matter how
year
long
lease.
ago you signed it, it was recent, my nigga. Trust me. If it wasn't 8,999 years ago, then you signed that a lot, like recently.
Give a shit. What have any of y'all ever tried Guinness?
Oh, yeah, it's coffee and beer together.
Fucking terrible.
It's a stout.
Oh, my
It's a dark stout.
God.
Yeah,
It's just,
that
yo,
shit is
and it was a lot of women.
disgusting.
Bitch walked up on me drinking Guinness. Yo, you got it.
Ooh.
Like, you got it. I don't no smoke.
Let me tell you something. Shawty walk up on you drinking a pint of Guinness. It's gonna be some fisting happening that night. It's gonna be a form and a pussy somewhere.
Hey there, big fella. You wanna you wanna split a pint? Nah,
Mm-hmm.
nope. I don't want none of that shit.
Bitch just walk up to you drinking Guinness, looking at your wrist. You be like, "What you looking at?" Check to see what it looks like with the watch off. You're like, bitch, why?
Bitch get naked like that nigga off The Simpsons. I'm ready.
Yeah, look like Willie. It's like Willie the groundskeeper and shit. You be like, what? Go back home and shit. Your friend's like, man, why you got red pubic hair on your farm? Don't ask no questions.
Fucking.
It's no Irish bitches are disgusting.
That's a weird. That's such a weird fucking shit to be known for. It's either like Raging Drunks or Lucky Charms. Like, being Irish is wild.
They can fight.
Can't they? Or they just can get beat the fuck up? 'cause
Yeah,
they
that's the
blitz
difference.
drunk?
That's the difference.
Like, you could just hit them for
like,
hours. And they
can
won't
fight
fall.
and willing to fight is two whole different things. I know mad niggas that's willing to fight that
Yeah.
can't fight. And I think that's where niggas make a big misconception. It's like your culture is to be willing to fight, but that don't mean niggas can't fight. Like it's I know people who can't who can fight whose culture is to not fight. Like you ever notice that the niggas whose culture that people who can actually fight their culture is to not fight.
Yeah.
Niggas who always fight in their culture is usually to get their ass kicked.
Destroyed.
That's that's how that goes.
Damn.
That's what losing to do to you. Losing to make you do some shit all the time. That's what losing to do to you. That's how you know a nigga who a loser. He just want to do some shit all the time.
I got the coldest shit I ever heard.
You fucking loser.
That's the coldest shit I ever heard.
You fucking loser.
Losing
That's what being a loser. Like, it's a fact.
I never thought about it like that. That's right though.
Yeah, niggas who lose fights always be the niggas. I'll fuck anybody up, nigga, on gang.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Again.
What?
He back at it again.
Sit your ass down, Vincent.
Somebody tell the thing to stop.
Like, what? It always be them niggas. Get the fuck out of here. Nigga that always want to race and play basketball. Nigga be like, I ain't hooped in a minute. Y'all trying to hoop? Like, man, sit your trash ass down. Say 2K, nigga. This ain't 2K. You can't do that shit, bro. Slow ass nigga always want to race. That's just being a loser though. That shit starts to not phase you no more. You don't understand that what you're doing is embarrassing. That's the truth. Nigga who lose all the time start lose like that shit don't be embarrassing no more. That's like you got a homie that always get turned like women always turn him down. He don't be getting bothered by that shit no more. He used to be walking up on him like, yo, what's up? You be like, you don't know that shit embarrassing? Like, nah. Hey, fuck with this shit. Like, nah, that ain't. Nah. Not true. Fake news. Lie detector test says that was a lie.
Oh, fucking A. All right, what time is it?
Oh my god.
Oh shit, we still got a minute. That's crazy. Oh no, we
Play
don't.
some music. Let's get some music.
Rest
Who is
in peace
this?
to Bill Withers, man.
Oh shit, Bill did die.
He did.
Hey, let me tell y'all something. This is one of my favorite songs.
If it's not in your top 10, you wild. You wild.
It was set to one of my favorite movies. On any given Sunday, where they play this, where Cat Rooney come back.
All right, motherfuckers. It's another one in the books. Just a dope ass podcast.
I'm gonna let y'all know now. My phone died during this, so my video is not gonna be up.
It's gonna just be they gonna see it then.
It's just gonna be a still.
That's it. Just a dope ass podcast and everything. Fucking SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts,
Hey, look.
Instagram, whatever.
Hey, we doing shout outs if y'all sending if y'all giving free subscriptions to the OnlyFans to us.
Dead ass.
Anybody that wants a shout out, just go ahead and let us get that free OnlyFans subscription.
We fucking with it. I'ma fuck with you. Verge
I'ma
Alpha,
fuck with you.
One and only EJ, Chad Awesome. We out, bitch.
Put your titties on the glass.